And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Everybody who's traded has gone through periods of time where their strategy hasn't worked.
Where if not a hard stop, you should reevaluate the trades you're in based on time.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Welcome, everybody, to Make HOAG Money, the opportunity to bring your trade ideas to discuss, to vote on, and then I take them. Looking forward to a good session today. This is me, Senior Performance Coach here at Top Step. I got a little bit of experience, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have for me today. This is the CFTC disclaimer. Everything we do today is for educational purposes only. I'm not going to be calling trades. You guys are, but there is a considerable risk in futures. We know this. These are leveraged products, and you run the risk of losing more than your initial investment. Risk capital is money we can afford to lose, and it's the only thing we should be using to trade. There's no expectation for positive or negative performance here today. And again, this is for educational purposes only. One of the things we love about Top Step is you succeed in the trading combine. You will not have to put up your own risk capital. You're going to be able to use ours. There's no guarantee for success in anything trading. And again, this is for educational purposes only. The rules for Make HOAG Money. Kindness and respect are expected above everything. There's always differences of opinion in markets, and that's what makes them so viable and so good. But I have a couple of people enabled to talk. They will be able to show their charts. All of us are going to be involved in the decisions to make these trades. Context, of course, if you are coming up with a trade, would be helpful and useful. If you are enabled to speak, you will be able to show your charts. We're going to use the chat rooms in Zoom and on YouTube to discuss the trades. Only those in the Zoom meeting will be able to, however, vote. We are going to focus on the micro S&P for opportunities. We're not going to trade just to trade. We're not going to be taking losing trades. Of course, that is a joke. We all know that losses are a part of trading. And of course, feedback for Make HOAG Money is always appreciated. You can send any feedback to jhoagland@topstep.com, JHOAGLAND at topstep.com. Here is our platform. We are, I'm sure, all well versed on what the situation is. Let me get this set up here. We know we got a late spike from yesterday. We know we've got overnight inventory to the short side. We know that the market opened right here. And all of our movement in the overnight session has been to the downside. So we can then assume that our overnight inventory is holding short positions. We are opening out of balance from an out of balance day. The possibility that the opening range trade could be something we might want to think about exists. Here's our overnight profile. Here's yesterday's profile with the late spike to the downside. Our overnight high was back in the late spike, rejected. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to send the poll, and I'm going to ask, do we want to take the opening range trade, which is once the first minute of the regular trading hour is established. If it breaks out to the upside, we go long. If it breaks out to the downside, we go short. Let me get everything set up here. I got the chat. Where's the chat? Here we go. Good morning, everyone. Let's see who wants to chat here. I know we have our Randolph is good. We got Travis. Travis, I'm going to promote you to panelist. I'm going to take Randolph. Where is Rick? There he is. Randolph, promote to panelist. So we've got Travis and we've got Randolph Duke with us here this morning. Good morning. How are you?
Well, I'm embracing the experience. How about you, Hope?
Yes, well, I'm embracing the experience is a great way to put it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so it looks like we're taking the opening range trade. We got 86% saying yes. What's up, Randolph?
Good morning.
Good morning to you as well. How you doing?
Doing all right. I was a no voter. I'm thinking, I don't know. After yesterday, I mean, I remember I texted you. I said, did you go short?
Yeah, that was on
I told you,
that was
so
Tuesday.
forget it.
That was Tuesday.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
let's see
we had that short,
I want to see what the range looks like.
the opening range.
As far as the opening range trade is for me, I never do it personally, but for the matter of education purposes, I love doing it and make HOAG money when we're out of balance and out of value, as long as the range is tight, 5 to 6 points like we've been doing.
Okay. All right, so we will try and do that. Here's the results again. I didn't say it. 86% like the idea of trying the opening range trade.
Sadists.
Ha ha ha. Welcome everybody on YouTube. Joel, good to see you. Jimmy, good to see you. Rob P, this is Make HOAG Money.
And as I mentioned on the, I keep wanting to call it not the prep. Keep wanting to call it the forecast. But
I do too, but we'll get used to it.
we will. Maybe by next year. On the on the prep this morning, I mentioned that my the areas of resistance I'm looking for is this 34 area to this 43. Somewhere in there is possibly some resistance and maybe an opportunity to sell some strength. And then on the downside, this 39.10 obviously is a very important area. Held that basically as our support this morning, but the big range below that, the 3,900 big round number to 38.90 is where I'd be looking. If it gets down into there, possibly where the market might turn around and go long. So those are the key areas.
I like what you're thinking because that 38.90, the bottom of your little support level, there's the weekly kickoff low.
Yeah.
And then 39.40, 34 to 43.
Yeah, 34 was, there's a range, 26 to 34. 26 didn't seem to have too much significance most recently, but the 34 did. Held us some support and then as resistance overnight. And then trying to think back of when that was. I had so here 34. Yeah, so this was it was some big support back on January 11th overnight, and then the 9th and 10th it was showing some support when we're coming up from the downside. So that 34 is a key level. And then I keep mentioning now this we keep hitting this, the 39.43 to 39.61. That was the range that we traded in for quite a while, for a number of weeks, at least back in November. So that 43 would be the bottom of that range, which could hold as some the bottom edge of the top edge of the resistance this morning, which it was support.
What's that level again?
The 43, 39, 43.
Okay, got it. All right, well, here we are. We're in the opening. We're in the opening here. So there's the opening range. Three points so far.
Yeah, so 39.23 is our open price. Big level today too.
Where's view up?
So we're at 6 points. We are 15 seconds from the end of the opening range. 20. And 27.
Just outside the 5-point range.
Yeah, it's a little bit more volatile today, so we're in nothing right now. We did take one little look above the opening range already, but we're not in it yet. I've got to stop just above it. If it goes back up there. Now we're in. So 20 was one tick below, so I'm going to go down to 19. Just give it a few ticks if it does tick down below the opening range and take those stops.
You gonna take a short there?
No.
Just get out of the long.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. This is you guys. I don't know. You guys, if you want to, do we want to vote on taking the cannonball?
Oh, I see. Got it. Now I see where you're at. Where's VWAP?
Let me get it on here. Hang on. I'm gonna have to F-bomb this thing. Hang on. Okay, now we'll get VWAP. Why? It's not. This thing is fighting me. It's not showing that I can get it. Gremlins. So let's put it on here. Show value. $39.25. We're above. That's VWAP right here, Rick.
Okay.
And 23. Well, that's the open.
Usually it's a yellow, but yeah.
Yeah, this is the platforms version of it. See, look at this. This is freezing on me.
Right.
I find that if I just click off and click back on, it'll.
Yeah, I have two of them up, and one of them, if one freezes, the other one just seems to be working. There we go.
Yeah, it kind of refreshes it when you do that.
Yeah. So right now, opening range is the low of the session. We're along the high of the opening range, and we are in money. So settlement is all the way up here at 39.45. The market opened at 5 o'clock last night, all the way up here, basically right close to settlement. All of these overnight inventory are short, and they are currently reconciling those positions. This isn't a trade that I feel like we want to marry. This is an overnight inventory adjustment. Even if it gets anywhere close to that, we're taking the profit, and then we're starting to look the other direction, up near your resistance, up around 3.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a offer here, just so we have a seed in there, so it knows where to go. And that.
Right.
Yeah,
Some direction.
I giant flip too. If you fail to take out the highs,
What highs?
you're going all the way up to 40.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to happen, but that's up near Travis's resistance area between 34 and 43. It's point of control from the overnight.
Get in the profile. So.
Mm-hmm.
Will be interesting to see what it does here on this pullback to the opening range.
Mm-hmm.
If it holds above that, or if it pierces below it and continues down.
Now let's see if this thing took off all my indicators. Whoops. Well, we know that 39.20 is the low of the opening range. 39.20 quarter. Here we are. Hello, everyone watching on YouTube. Say hello, so I know that you can hear and see everything. Kind of quiet over there.
Crickets.
Yeah, just looking for your income, your ideas, your thoughts, your decisions. I see a lot of folks watching, but nobody's saying anything.
Don't be shy over there.
Mm-hmm. We had Jason thinking that he would hold off on going short. Ah, there everybody is. Oh, for some reason nobody was coming through. It's good to see everybody. Joel, Ted, good to see you. Don, JT, SR, Borneo, I am Saint. What time does the pit session for crude start? 8 a.m. Central. Gremlins strike again. Damn gremlins, right? Didn't get us on that pullback yet, right, Chad? Thank you, everybody, for saying hello. I, for some reason, wasn't getting the comments, and now all of a sudden they're all there. Michael says, "Oh, no way I would trade this opening until at least until I see what B period is doing." Michael, it's something that when I first started learning the profile, my first hour of trade was terrible. After the first hour, when you have that initial balance established, things get a little bit more clear, right? But we're out of balance, and we think that there's a good opportunity when the market's out of balance to trade early. But we are taking a risk. Randolph, what does Valentine say?
You know me. I'm still bearish.
Yeah. I'm so upset that I missed that move yesterday, and it was right in my face, and I was too busy to notice.
That happens.
Yes, it does.
Sometimes you're too close to the fire.
And this time I was too far away.
Yeah. other times you can't even get in it.
Yep. But there's always opportunities. Always.
But you're 39.40 up there. If it gets up there, man, I'd flip. And then put, a stop at 43.
All right. All right. Stop at 43. That's pretty tight.
I know.
I'd go 40.
It's on the other side. Look at the profile on the left. There. Somewhere up there, maybe 46.
I got our stop up there at 47. So I got us cannonballing to short at 40 if it gets there. So we got 2 to sell there. We got the stop up at 47.
Yeah. Robert, oomph. That is a technical term. It is a trading term.
Yes. Lots of good technical terms.
Yeah. ACH.
I was going to use one for the S&Ps today. Another technical term was that the S&Ps closed patoot yesterday. Another industry term.
It's either building strength here or it's
Yeah, I still don't think it's going to get much higher than this.
So we should trim risk.
Well, if it fails to take out that opening range high, it's trying.
Here's the opening range right here. 27.
What is it?
27 is the high of the opening range. 20 is the low.
Your entry, yeah.
Yep.
So your entry's so close, I wouldn't even bother trailing the stop, but I would consider taking profits right around here, getting
Yeah.
close to my 34,
Uh,
and then still waiting for it to get higher before reversing. We can get into that range, but
all right. We'll ask. Fish or cut bait?
We'll let it hit the stops just above the.
Fish or cut bait? We got the. Oh,
Yeah.
you know, I can set it so that you guys can vote too. I'm going to do that in a minute. We're getting cut baits. We're about 50-50.
and let it. It just came down from that. Let it get back up to that level, or in that area, get it back above 30. and then take it.
The closer we get to our entry, the more we see cut bait. Here it is. 50-50.
That means flip a coin, John.
Yeah. Got a couple of cut-its on YouTube.
Well, those put us over 50, right? Those help be the tiebreaker.
Well, at 50-50, I feel like we've lost confidence. I'm gonna bring the stop up to break even because then we don't lose anything. We'll see if it holds. There it is.
There you go.
There it is. So, no harm, no foul.
You'll get nothing to like it.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So we just got ticked out to the tick. That's all right. That's all right. So 34. Look at our high, Travis.
I know it. I know
I knew it. I knew it.
What were you saying, John? John, you ignored us.
Well, we had to vote.
Yeah, he's following the process.
Something very big is going to happen in the
Travis is
pork
the
belly
tiebreaker.
market today.
Travis is the tiebreaker, John. You should have listened.
Yeah, don't you know the rules?
Mhm.
A 30-minute opening range? That's just the first period.
Greg,
It's the A period, right?
that's the A period. So, there are people that look at the open interest differently. Some people look at a 1 minute, some a 30 seconds, some a 5 minute. As long as you do it consistently, that's what really matters. But the opening range,
Open range or open interest?
open range.
Okay.
So the opening range was back in the pit. On the open, all the brokers would have orders in their hands that were due fills immediately. If there were a lot of orders, the opening range could take a bigger range in a longer amount of time. If it was a slow day, the opening range could be a couple of ticks and be 30 seconds long. But the exchange would poll all of the brokers to make sure that their executions that were due on the open were part of the opening range. Otherwise, they would have to cash adjust them. So, being that it was human then, and if there was a lot of orders to fill, the opening range could take a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes in a pretty wide range. But this is electronic trading, and if there's something that somebody wants to get done right away, then it's not a huge stretch. right?
Opening range is typically a minute
Right. Approximately.
in the pits. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't bound to that like the closing range was 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But the opening range was however long it took for the brokers to execute their orders that were due on the open.
Well, that's when you take your buys and your sells and you tell your clerk to match them as best you can. Remember?
That's not legal, Rick.
No, I know. We never did that though. But
No.
I did that.
No. So we just traded down to that naked point of control from back here. There it is.
Hey, Greg, I'm the big brother. It's age before beauty, I guess.
Huh.
John's the better looking of the two, believe me.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
That's scary. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we get Rick on screen here one of these days.
Yeah, when you put me on the screen, I'd be, I'm hideous. Seinfeld, remember that?
That's right. Kramer.
Don't look at me. He's doing the ads for that cigar.
Yeah.
I'm hideous.
All right. So, no harm, no foul. We've got.
Is there any more stuff coming out this morning, John?
You said 10 o'clock there or something, right?
Crude oil.
Oh. That probably won't affect the.
8 o'clock has passed, so
Any talking feds?
Collins was at 8 o'clock, Brainerd at 12:15 Central Time.
Yeah. You see what they did to the metals when they talked? Said they were going to be a little bit more aggressive up front and just they slammed them.
Yeah, that I think was part of the issue yesterday for the equities too. I think they were a little hawkish in what they were
and the
saying.
stocks.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it kind of trashed everything.
even crude.
Free falling, as Tom Petty would say, free fall.
Yeah. Even crude. Crude got whacked yesterday.
I'm totally out, right, John?
Oh, good.
I got out. I told you that a couple days ago.
Sure. You probably slept really well last night.
I did. And the day before, knowing, shit, gold and silver are down huge. You're extending it. So what's that? Is that a moving average down there, John, around 39.50?
That's a whole moving average, yeah.
What was the low of that?
So I'm going to expand this.
39.10 is going to be, as Travis said, a pretty good support level.
Yeah, and I like that level too. So these moving averages, these are whole moving averages, and they're meant to smooth. But I use them sometimes to find changes in momentum. Now we can see.
Look at the low where the spike hit yesterday, right on it.
What are you talking about here?
No, we're one to the right.
Here?
Not that
Here.
Today. There you go. Look
This is the
at
30-minute chart.
that wick.
This is a 30-minute chart, Rick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it went right to the. This is a 9-session whole moving average and a 13-session whole moving average. So I will look at these, especially in directional markets, because it's going to follow with the 9-session below to the downside, but the 9-session crossed over and they're both pointing upwards, indicating that the downside momentum has fallen off.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is overnight information, but it can still be useful.
obviously the volume isn't there in the overnight, but I always find information to be incredibly useful. You had somebody asking a couple days ago how to remove overnight session from the charts, and that, yeah, I don't know why you would want to, because like I said, it's lighter volume, so maybe it's not the real deal, but you still get a lot of information from the overnight.
It can give you some key support and resistance levels.
Exactly.
Okay, so looking at the overnight, here's the overnight low. Here's that 39.10 Travis was talking about. I've got a bid in there. I've got to stop at 04, which about 3 points below the low of the overnight session. Volume dropped pretty drastically down below that level. I'm going to send a poll to see if we want to take that trade. Whoops.
The Dow's selling off a little bit here, so.
So there you've got the poll. Rick, Travis, you guys should both have that.
Yep.
What's that?
We can vote now. So I do like taking a chance there. Like I said, if it gets down below that and gets towards the 3,900, that's a better range. Obviously, better entry if it's going to go long.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of want to hold out for that, but 39.10 might be the area where it doesn't.
Fred Decker's asking for you to explain the 39.10 level.
Sure. Well, I mean, just recently, overnight pre-market here this morning, it held as significant support. Basically from 7:45 Eastern to 8:45, so that hour of trade this morning, it held that area of support. I had that identified as previous support and resistance. So here on January 9th, it was.
Do you want to show your charts?
Sure.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, put the daily on the left.
Travis is going to show his charts now.
Yeah. I'll show you.
You guys are going to get some snow, it looks like.
Man, we're getting nothing but rain. It's been too warm for snow. You guys getting snow?
No, I hear on Friday you're probably going to get some snow.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, so this is 39. This is 39.16.
For reference, this is a 5-minute chart.
Yeah, a 5-minute chart, correct. So 39.10 here. So let me just zoom this in. So you can see overnight here. This morning it held that support here, and then going back, like I was saying, you had the support here.
You bounced to the right of that too.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
both
Support
sides.
here and then resistance here. So that's why I saw that as a pretty key level. And then that was, like I said, that was just recently, about 10 days ago. There we go.
I also look at it as somewhat of a range, so
Right.
like 10 to even, but because it's not an exact science by any means.
No, never is, right?
You gotta, if you're gonna take a shot, you gotta give it a little room to breathe.
Exactly. So yeah, this was, when was this? December 21st. So had in this range, this 16 to 10 range. So that's, like you were just saying, Rick.
Yep.
It's a range of support and resistance. So that's why I have those two lines there. And 10 is the bottom of that. So now that we're coming from the upside down towards that, obviously overnight. So I was looking at that. So while I got this, I just want to show real quickly what I do at the beginning of the day and where it looks. So I do have all these lines of support and resistance that I identified as we trade there. And this is the continuous contract. So if I zoom way out here, this is 4,100 to 3,800, and I have all these support and resistance lines in here. So what I do at the beginning of the day, excuse me, clear my lines up here just to show you real quick. So the indicators that I use, one of them is this probability box. This is the short-term box.
What platform are you using?
This is TradingView.
TradingView, yeah.
And
Okay.
the indicators are, it's a premium pay for indicators called the power indicators.
Yeah.
So this probability box is one of those things. So in the short time, so what I do, I'll throw my drawings back on here. I look at where the probability box is and where the edges are. Let me clear this one more time.
So but the percentages being in the green, does that mean going longer?
Well, so how I look at this is the gray area here is kind of the 50-50 sideways range.
Right.
And then the area above it here is the resistance zone where it's red. And then down here where it's green, looking at the left-hand side, this is the sell zone or the support zone.
Well, what's the percentages mean?
So this is saying, so right now it's saying there's a 42% chance of a short from here and a 57% chance of a long from here. So
Even though they're both in the green. Okay.
well, that color doesn't change. That's just how it's designed. So you just look at the left-hand side of the box for your red and green.
I'll see at the top it says sell percent. So
Right.
43. Okay. So
Right.
and then the bottom is on the buy side.
Right, correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
so I take a look at this, where the edges are, where the resistance zone is, where the support zone is on this calculator, and then I throw my drawings on here. I just take a look. Okay, oops. So you guys can actually see this. So I'm looking here. Okay, where are my lines, and where is the support zone and the resistance zone on the box? So you can see right here the support zone starts at 39, my level at 39.10.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I see that as the first level of support at 39.10.
Yeah, that's the upper edge of that zone,
Exactly.
which held overnight.
It did.
But you can see it's like the keys are 39.10 down the even. Does the thickness of the line make a difference?
It's where those are the lines that I put on there. So those are my lines.
Okay.
So yeah, this 39.10 to 39.16 is one range, which is where we traded overnight, and then the 3900 to 3890 is my second range. So that's getting towards the middle of the support zone.
Yep.
And then the bottom of the support zone, I have levels at 3878 and 3872. So that would be where I'd look for the best opportunity for a long at the bottom of that support zone. And then
So
just looking at
your mental state, just a quick question, you're
Yeah.
bullish or bearish if you'd stepped away and just had to pick one?
well, there's a lot of other factors that go into that. You know, it's not just this probability box and my levels. I mean, there's, you know, what's the MACD doing? What are the trends doing? Things like that. So today I'm bearish overall. But like I said, if we get down into the support zone, then I'm going to be a little more bullish, or at least look for bullish opportunities.
Compromise. Okay.
Yeah, and you can make those, you know, cheap opportunities. Keep your stops tight, and you know, areas to go for.
Limit your risk.
Limit the risk, exactly.
Yep.
And just real quick on the top side, so the resistance zone up here starts right at my yellow line, which is at 43. And then we had, like I said, the 34 to 29, or sorry, 27 was another range, or 26. This was another range that I had. And there's this red institutional dash. That's part of the power indicators. That's their support and resistance levels, and this is the most important one, are the red dashes. So when it lines up with my line and the top of the box, that's where I look for. That's why I was saying 34 to 43 is where I'm looking for resistance in this area, initially anyway. And if it breaks above that, you know, then I'm looking deeper into this resistance zone, which is where I have my 63 level, or 62 that I have. So that's what I'm looking at in a nutshell. Look with my levels and what I'm looking
You
at.
watch any of the other indices?
I do, yeah. I mean, I have all four of them. You know, the Dow, the Russell, the Qs,
Yep.
all on my screen available. So I'm watching what everything's doing.
Angela, I see your comment. They were having trouble hearing you guys. So I moved
Is that
my
on YouTube?
I moved my speaker over by my microphone. Hopefully that helps. Angela, let me know.
Yeah, when you do that, Hogue, it does. I've noticed that it does help when you do that. But yeah, it's for whatever reason the sound doesn't come through as well on the YouTube stream.
Gremlins.
All right, I gave you the charts back. Or
Okay.
the screen back.
All right. Thanks, Travis.
I hope that helps people. Oh yeah, so Dr. VJ, hopefully I just explained that to you. The red dash, that's part of the power indicators. They have support and resistance zone as well. They have the probability calculator, the support and resistance zone, and a few other things. So the red dash is their most important support and resistance zone. And I think their zones are a lot of times are based on market profiles and volume profiles. So I would imagine that there's some information on the profiles somewhere around that 34, 35 level that's kicking out a red dash on those indicators.
Well, looking at this, there's an anomaly back here on the 10th. That is 28. Value high from the 10th, very close to that 34. And there's also kind of a weak low here that lines up nice with that. There's a few things that are lining up at that level, which
so
may
that might
be
why
something
it's-
that they're looking at.
Right. I don't know exactly what it's compromised of, but that would make sense. Yeah, exactly. Dr. VJ, Mark Nicholson. Yep, it used to be on eSignal. Now it's on TradingView.
So here we sit.
Yeah.
Broken-hearted.
Yeah. Came to trade and only charted.
Yeah.
This is another thing that happens if there's a decent move overnight, then the day session can be pretty slow, just digesting what happened overnight.
That's what I was thinking was probably likely to happen today because I was very excited.
Right. Bound to disappoint.
I'm thinking, oh boy, here we go. And then we just sit around and...
Hey, John, it was a good day. You didn't lose any money.
No, any day you don't lose money is a good day, right?
So Vince is long at 39.1750.
Vince. He's basing that, I'm pretty sure, off the current IB low to manage his risk. I mean, the market hasn't been able to get to the overnight low here yet. We did have some degree of overnight inventory adjustment. Rejected. What I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to place an order at 32 to short.
Order rejected.
Oh, I got too many orders in. Sorry.
Hey, John, what's been the high for the last couple of days?
The high the last couple of days.
The 39.70.
The last
41.20.
Yeah, yesterday's high 33.50.
Well, no, I'm seeing that 41.20. Is that the down to the 38.20? So that's 100 points. So
That's a daily chart there.
So halfway back is 38.70.
39.70.
Or the 40.20. Do you ever use Fibonacci or Gann?
Only for measurement I'm doing now, so halfway back is 39.70. From the high this week to the current low for this week.
So you're not even. So So halfway back is at 39.70. See that?
Right. Here, I can put the numbers on there actually. Hang on. Half. Show price. So half back 39.69.94.
I was close.
Yeah, you were off just a little bit.
6 100s.
Yeah, Fred, that market prep was useful yesterday, wasn't it? Here's what I missed yesterday. I just kind of go over this. So last week's high is this purple line. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pushes into that in regular and overnight sessions. Eventually, the sellers, are going to capitulate there, but they didn't. So yesterday morning, when the market opened, I'm looking at, okay, we're thinking long above last week's high, short below. I got stuck in the idea that we're accepting, we're gonna go higher. We took out the overnight high and failed. There's nuance number 1 that says, okay, something's wrong here. We can't take out the high from the previous day. There's nuance number 2. Nuance number 3, we get back down below last week's high, and then we start showing momentum. I should have been short at that point. Go ahead, Rick.
I said fail.
Fail. Yep. And I'm doing a few things. I'm thinking, all right, this is going to see what happens, and then by the time I realized what I'd missed, I was like, Now, did I expect a move of the magnitude from yesterday? Not necessarily. I was, thinking, well, all right, we got a down move here. I don't want to fight that. Where are we here? Come on. Okay, I don't want to fight that. But if we start to put some sort of structure in, then something I would look at. Now we had the naked point of control from here. All right, well, let's see what happens down there. No, that doesn't hold. Then we're starting to look into this gap, which we finished the day inside that gap. Now we're testing down to this naked point of control, which is the last one for a long time. Now we've tested it. Overnight inventory short, we're getting an adjustment. Looking for shorts because we opened below the late spike, but trying to stay patient, which I think we're doing a very good job of. We're not doing what our good friend Fred Decker suggested. We're not trading just to trade. We're looking for good opportunities. We're being patient. We're looking for the right thing to do here. Vince, looking good?
You say you had an order up here to sell, HOAG?
40.
Oh, at 40 still. Okay.
Right. I was gonna put it in.
I thought you said 32 or something.
I was thinking about it, and we can always do that.
I thought you had something up there.
I do 40. Here it is on the chart. 40. Now that was a target.
Right. Yeah, that was from our opening range trade.
Mm-hmm. And we had 2 there because we were going to cannonball there. We were going to go short there.
Vince, did you get out? Yeah, I thought he added another one at 39.27, he said, or 50. So
That's what he was saying.
And this might just be a pullback to the open 23 and then bounce off of that. Keep going higher.
Like dead center here.
Yep.
Oh, got it.
There's the center line. You were right, Rick. We were right at it. What is delta looking like? Negative 8,300. Negative 8,300. It's not showing up. I'm going to F-bomb this thing again. There's delta. Negative 7,700. Negative 87. There it is. There's right. There's our VWAP. All right, I just F-bombed it again and we got everything back.
So where's VWAP now? Is it the 24?
Yes.
Still have your order in down there at 10?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, Vince.
Fred, I enjoy him too. I hope everybody does.
Picking your entry points is so tough now.
Yeah. Well, in this situation, sometimes when we see something, it takes too long for us to vote. But we got to vote.
And you don't want to chase it.
No. We could have been out of that long at 33 if we had the opportunity to vote on it when we were up there. But by the time we voted on it, we were basically back to break even.
Yeah, it wasn't up there long enough.
No. So
you had a resting buy down there, John?
10, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, right on the number.
Well, I'm very demanding with my trade locations. Exits,
not 10 and a quarter, not 10 and a half.
Exits, I'm a little looser with. When it comes to getting in, I want what I want. Oh, Greg, I'm sorry. I just saw your hand was up. Oh, you took it down.
What's your time frame on that left one, John?
This is the 30. You want something smaller? 5? Because looking at shorter time frame charts gives me heart palpitations.
Yeah, but if you're day trading, you should have shorter time frame than 30 minutes. That's just my take.
Yeah, I don't know.
30 minutes can give you a good overall perspective on things, though, and gives you a big picture.
No reason you couldn't have both, but
well, we inched a little closer to our entry. What is that? That bell, is that on somebody else's computer? Because I've never heard that on this one.
The what?
The bell.
I don't hear a bell.
It was like a blah, blah. I don't know if my computer's telling me something.
yeah.
Microwave.
Your hot pocket's ready.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear that now. That sounds like a microwave.
Crazy.
commit.
Yeah, it seems to be
We're with
struggling.
you, we're with you, Vince. He's got his buy at 10.
We
He's not giving up an inch.
we got a couple folks in YouTube thinking the same thing. They're just getting along here, and it seems to be struggling to get to the overnight low, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It likes holding the 16 area.
Yeah, Fred's right. You could get chopped up. So that's why I said pick your entries very carefully.
And then you yell at me for being right on the number.
Oh, I just yell at you for being wrong.
Well, I thought I was
more so for missing a trade.
I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken.
Ah,
Yeah, Shaw says it's struggling to do anything, right?
yeah.
Hangover day. Yeah, Amanda. Dan always called them hangover days. Seems like we've got ourselves in one here, don't we? Might be an interesting day as the day goes on here, but we'll see what happens.
Could.
Shaw, after that first hour of trade, that's probably what I'll be looking at, is looking at the extremes of the initial balance for any opportunities, at least initially. Those that got long down there are looking pretty good right now. Vince, hoping you did again. Hope you reloaded down there.
Yeah, that was a good entry point.
John's got his wish trades up there.
Yeah, yeah.
In a perfect world.
Nice, Vince. Well, we are at high of value.
So on the left chart, John, it looks like you're getting some support coming in between 18 and 16. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
5 minute chart or
Right here, these candle body lows.
yeah. And look at the profile and previous. You go further left. You got a couple of bounces there too. So and old highs.
Well, nice of you to point that out now.
Nice, Vince.
I
That's a
don't
great
know,
trade.
Vince.
You,
You know, what do you want to do? He's long at 27.5, right?
no.
He got long down there. He just got out. at
Yeah, he just
27.
got out. He just made he made his losses back on that trade. Nice job, Vince.
Yeah.
Rick, you better be nice to me or I'll tell Mom.
Yeah, there you go. She can't talk back, so.
You know.
But she's listening.
Oh yeah, she'll get you one way or another.
Mhm.
Well, we got one trade. We didn't lose any money. Vince made a little bit of money on that last trade. Hopefully, folks have had at least fun today. It wasn't all that exciting, which does happen after a big day like that. But watch yourselves today. You know, things may change as the day goes on, especially when we have talking feds. We still have
This afternoon, right?
Lael Brainerd speaking afternoon, 12:15 Central Time. So, see, there's that noise. Do you guys hear that?
No,
Bing, bing.
did not hear it.
I think they're hearing it on YouTube, but not on. It must be
Probably
Zoom.
anything running the microwave.
Must be Zoom. I hear nothing, crazy man. I see nothing.
I know nothing.
I hear nothing. Well, I got running out of time here, so looking forward to seeing everybody. There may be a reflection today. I'm not sure if they're going to be doing the podcast today, so I may have the opportunity to see you again later on. If not, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks, guys, for everything.
As always.
Hey, John, you got to put a picture in there where you're smiling.
They don't have
there one?
They don't have any pictures of me smiling on the trading floor. Hey, I got to tell you guys, you see this guy right here?
Yeah.
That's
Van Hoyt?
that's Brian Luckman.
Oh.
Recognize the name?
No.
Sid Luckman's grandson.
Oh.
Huh.
He's a good guy.
Remember Tony McCormick down there, John?
Was that at the board?
When we were on the floor, Tony McCormick. He's related to the McCormick Place family.
Oh, is that right? Oh, geez.
Yeah. So I think he was just down there because he had nothing else to do.
Right, right.
There was a lot of that.
Yeah. All right, guys. Trade well. We'll see you later.
Great. Thank you.
Make it a great day, everyone.
Have a good one.